Alright, so welcome to Y Project, guys. I know you guys have already been here, but we're presenting to you guys the Fastrack College Plan. That's a company that kind of helps with people. Well, it's an organization that helps individuals get to college in 2 years instead of 4. Like I said, you guys already kind of know my story where I told you how I didn't necessarily go the college route to get into education. A big reason for that is numbers like that. Like, it's a lot, and the thing about college is that it's an investment. Like, think about that. Like, don't just frivolously, it's just for experience, but it's an investment. You want to make sure you make a return on investment. At the time when I was like college age, I knew I wanted to go for music, but I knew that a music degree wouldn't necessarily cover all the costs that it would accrue for me to go to college for 4 years. Had something like this been here, I probably would have went to school, like, just in all honesty. And then in meeting Andrew and showing this program, it's something that can really help you guys get a leg up, especially in the sense of getting out of college early and not having a whole bunch of debt. But then too, it gives you the freedom where whatever degree you want to pick, like honestly, you could probably afford to pay for it with your degree if it's half off going to school. So I'm gonna give it to Andrew, and he's gonna explain how the program kind of works, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome. All right, yeah, thank you, Josh. So yeah, he explained pretty well, and my situation is slightly different, but kind of the same thing. Really, like the only reason I went is because I figured out that this was possible. I was in the situation where I was planning on going for a while, and then decided that I was going to like do my own thing anyways, start a couple businesses, do that sort of thing. So then I wasn't going to go. Then I found out that this was possible, and like you said, the money side of it and the time. The time was actually most important for me. It was like I didn't want to spend 4 years of my life in college when I knew I wanted to be out in the world doing stuff. So yeah, that's like my story, like how I got started with this, and yeah, it's a new thing. I'm starting to help other people do the same thing. So most common questions are like, what actually is Fastrack? What are we doing here? So Fastrack's an education consulting company. I created it to help students save time and money on their education. My name is Andrew Olson. I'm the founder. I graduated college at 19 with my degree in computer science, and then I grew a startup in the tech industry and was meeting a lot of people in the industry, and just like it just kept happening recurring. Like I get a lot of questions about like how I actually did what I did from like mentors and business partners and stuff. And one of my business partners like pushed me to like start this and actually help other people do the same thing that I did. So how did I graduate college at 19? It's pretty simple, but it did take some planning and a lot of like research to figure out it was even possible. So mostly by taking advantage of dual credit classes while I was in high school. And then I took a few classes in the summer when I was in college, and then a few extra classes during a few of the semesters when I was in college as well. So dual credit courses, what actually are they? So essentially dual credit classes are outside classes that count both as high school and college credits. So in high school you might have to take like a calculus class, and you take it at your high school for no credit and you have to do the work anyways. You can take it online, or you can take it at a local community college, and in some high schools you can even take it in your school and it still counts for dual credit, and then you earn both the college and the high school credit. Do dual credit classes cost as much as regular college? No, they don't. They're actually much less expensive. So they average around $80 per credit hour, and they're often a lot less than that actually. Public classes are in the average range of like $900 to $1,000 right now, and then private classes are usually in the range of $1,400 to $1,500. So easy math is that's 10 to 15 times cheaper than if you were to go to regular college. And my sister's taking a few of these right now. She's kind of like running through my program basically, and most of hers are in the $40 to $60 per credit range. So the biggest question, the thing that turns a lot of people away is like, are these classes harder? They can be a little bit more challenging than normal classes. The most important, what I would say, is that they are way less time intensive. So if you're not wanting to like do a bunch of homework or like study for a bunch of tests, these classes do much better at that because they're actually challenging your brain versus just like making you do endless work. So bottom line is there's less busy work, so you have more time for sports, family, friends, whatever you're shooting for. So how do you sign up for them? How do you switch over, and why isn't everyone else doing this? So this is where it gets a little tricky and where hiring an expert can really help. Dual credit classes are taught by colleges, so most of the times you have to look outside your high school because your student service counselor is going to be super knowledgeable and may even be told not to encourage it. Once you start enrolling in a bunch of them. It can be kind of tough to navigate because if you're trying to maintain your high school schedule and your school isn't really working with you on it to balance the two, it can get tough once you're taking a bunch. It's easy to do on your own if you're just taking like 1 or 2, but once you are trying to get like a 1.5 years, 2 years done before, it's going to get a little more tough. It does take time and knowledge, which is why like we come in. Obviously, I did it myself, and we teach other people how to do it. So like we do all the back end research of like what class you should be taking, what's going to transfer, and what's not. Alright, so our planning services is what we actually, this is our main thing, this is what we actually offer, this is how our program actually works. It starts with an initial fit assessment call. So the first step is just we talk through with you, we make sure it works for you, we make sure it makes sense, and we get your interests, we decide like if you're already planning on going, if you know where you're going, if you don't, we help you kind of plan out like what college is the best fit for you, and if our service is actually a good fit, because we're not going to take any clients that we think that aren't a good fit. So after we decide that you're a good fit, we make sure the pricing makes sense. We schedule an onboarding call and we really dive into what you actually want to do. Your goals, your interests, any career you want to pursue. Really anything that's going to influence any sort of class you need to take as a dual credit class that's going to count for college credits. After we do all that, we figure out what your goals actually are and we balance that with our system. We create your schedule for you and we make sure that schedule goes based around your needs. So like if you're in sports and you have a certain time block that needs to be taken off because you can't take more classes during that, or if there's special family things you need to do, anything like that, we make sure we like work with you one-on-one throughout the whole process, make sure the schedule works entirely for you. So like I just said, after we do the onboarding call, we get your goals down and everything, we build a schedule. After we give you the schedule, we continue working with you until you graduate high school, and then also help you get started through our college with planning your college courses and everything. Our biggest thing is we want to just make sure that you have success at whatever you're doing, so we're going to work with you to make sure that happens. Okay, so the biggest question is how intense is the schedule? So it's intense on our end to make because there's a lot of research that goes into these things, and there's a lot of optimization between making the ideal schedule and just an okay one. It also is intense how much it accomplishes. Like you saw in the beginning, you can save 2 years and $70,000. That's based on averages. College averages about $35,000 per year. So if you can cut the time in half, right there, $70,000. That's not including like living costs or anything like that. So you can actually save quite a bit more than that. Like I said, our goal is to make it as easy and as stress-free as possible. So really anything we can do to help each student and each student's situation is different. We go ahead and we do that. So all you're going to have to do from this standpoint is just listen to our advice, talk with us, make sure you keep us in the loop. We'll create the schedule for you, and your job is just get enrolled in the classes, show up to them and pass them. It's obviously feasible to like just take the normal amount of classes, but you can also take more. So like if you're looking for a really tougher schedule, we can set you up to like be taking extra classes. But if you're looking to just have a normal high school experience, you don't want to like be taking extra classes, you don't want to be putting in a ton of extra work, the system's built entirely around that. So what are the major pain points that come up for the first time, and is there anything to look out for? The biggest thing is that make sure the credits you get actually apply to the school you go to. So some private colleges are going to be really restrictive, and they're not going to accept credits from most sources. Generally they'll cite quality. And if you know that you're going to be applying to these really tough, rigorous schools, you can plan for it easily really early on. You just need to know what schools you're actually applying to in case that they are some of the stricter schools. Also, different schools have different general education requirements and major requirements, and they can change. So making sure you're on top of what classes you actually need for your degree field is going to be a big thing. Like an example of that is if you just need an English class in some colleges, others will divide that into like subcategories. It can be like a speech and like a research class, all that type of stuff. Again, this is where like having us on your side to like make sure we do the research, so you're not just taking empty classes for no reason is where it gets really helpful. Like I said, we do the research to make sure. The other big thing is, you're good, Josh. The other good thing is you just need to make sure you handle the prerequisites. So like a lot of times you can take a class and then it's not going to count because it'll count, sorry, but it's not going to line up with your schedule correctly because like you'll take a class, but maybe you have like 5 in the pipeline you need to take. So a lot of colleges will like make you take like a 101 class and then like a 102 and then a 201 and a 202, and you can only take them in sequential order. So if you don't like know how you're planning your schedule out and you take one class and you, like, with the goal of graduating early, but you don't take the one that's the first one in the pipeline, you can get bottlenecked in the process because you're not going to be able to continue taking them all at the same time, which is how you get done faster. So yeah, that's a general breakdown. Obviously we can answer any individual questions, and each person's different. Everyone has a different situation of like what they want out of college. So people want the experience, people just want to save money, people like I just wanted to get done as soon as possible but also have a good college experience. And I think I had a good balance of that. And yeah, thanks for coming, thanks for listening. And yeah, we'll do some questions now if anyone has anything. If not, we'll get signed up.
Wait, so you give us our classes without us having to do like the extra work?
Yep. So we like talk to you about like what you actually want, and then we set up the full schedule for you.
Like I'm just trying to figure out like how I can get certain classes that I want instead of like classes that I don't necessarily need to do, like math and all that other stuff, just to get to where I want to go. Mm-hmm. Like at a fast pace without having to do extra stuff that I don't really need to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of the whole point of the program is like to make sure you're doing what you actually want to be doing. You're not like wasting time doing random stuff. And like you can get because some of the like most college degrees like they're gonna require you to take like a math class and a English class and science class. But you can just get that done while you're in high school. That you're already taking the classes anyways. Then it counts for both. You save money on it. And you're saving time. You don't have to like worry about doing that stuff in college then. And then once you're in college and you know what you want to go for, you focus specifically on that thing. That's really the only classes you take. So this is just like a mock schedule template of like what you would actually get from us. So if you just scroll, you should be able to just scroll directly down. This is just going to be so like all this would be filled in for you, and this would all be like I said before, personalized based on what you tell us. What we figure out works best together. So yeah, all this would be filled in, and this would be your whole schedule. And then after the high school part is done, this is going to be your college schedule here. So we'll help you set that up as well too.
And the key thing for you guys to understand is also that it's geared towards whatever your end game destination is. Yeah. So if there's something specifically you want to get done, they'll figure out what you have to do for that. Yeah. Not like a one track for everybody type thing.
And if you want to click the little requirements tab, Josh.
Gotcha.
So looks the same. We just kind of document like what you actually told us, and obviously it's not all going to go on there. It's not going to fit in one paragraph. It's all in the back of our mind. But if you scroll down a little bit, this will also contain, so based on what high school you go to, each class you need to take is going to be different because every high school is a little bit different. So this highlights like everything that you need to take, what you've already taken, and then what you have left to take for anything that we need to make sure you can do it with credit for. All right, I think we're good. That's everything. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming.